Hello, everyone. Hello. And welcome to the Teaching Disney YouTube channel. Welcome back to the Dancing with the Stars weekly recap. We will be recapping week 6 of the Dancing with the Stars show, which was only a one-night episode this week, but oh my goodness, was it a night. I loved it. I want to know if you guys loved it. So if you're here, comment in the chat what you guys thought of it, because I certainly loved this week's episode. And then, of course, as always, I have a special guest with me tonight.
Hello. Hi.
So what did you think of this week's episode?
It was a really good episode. I liked it a lot. It was one of the better ones, in my opinion. So
I do too, especially with the theme. I thought it was like
was better than any other theme that was just like about a person.
Yeah.
And the fact that he was there helped, and his performances were awesome.
Yeah.
His music is just, he does a lot of covers, but like I didn't realize how much music of his like I knew, and how much I'm like, oh, this is like a really good song to dance to. Like it's all really good songs to dance to. Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to get into all of it, especially who got eliminated and what to expect next week. So here we go. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right. So this week was Michael Bublé week, and the man himself was in the house. He judged and he performed. What did you think of the opening performance?
It was really, really good. I think Jenna Johnson choreographed it.
Yeah.
So good for her, first of all. A little touch of her being in here without actually her being able to be a pro.
Yeah.
But it was really good. Like I said, like Michael Bublé, it's like hard not to like have a good dance to his songs.
Yeah.
Like it's so easy to like dance to. And then but like all the girls looked hot. Like they all looked good.
Oh yeah. I loved it. And I liked how it was like just the girls this time, because we haven't really seen much of the female pros. We've seen a lot of the male pros.
Yeah, I feel like I understand. Yeah, I feel that. And it was nice that it was just them like highlighted.
Yeah, and I like that they brought back a lot of the pros that have gone home, and
this week
they're bringing them back.
Yeah, I think all of them came back this week.
But I was a little sad we didn't see much of our troupe this week.
They were all in like the group dances, but
yeah, they had one dance together, and that was it. All the other like side dances were done by the other pros.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess now that the more pros will be out, that makes sense that
they'll be using them over the troupe
instead of the troupe.
Yeah, makes sense. So let's get into Michael Bublé week. We had a lot of foxtrots, a lot of tangos.
Makes sense.
And first up was Shangela and Gleb with a tango.
It was, in my opinion, her best dance yet. Like it was so like I won't say issues, but my thing with her in the past is like she's been like a little like messy, like over the like because of I feel like the personality she plays, like it's like a little sometimes can be like messy in like her placement of things, but it was like not that at all this week. This week it was so good. I think she had an awesome week this week.
Yeah. I like the dance. It reminded me a lot of her dance she did for prom night with the whole
which I like that one too.
Yeah. I didn't think it was, I thought it was like the song was a little fast for tango, because I guess I'm used to seeing the slower tangos.
Yeah.
And I didn't think there was a lot of tango content, but according to Len, there was plenty. So I don't really know.
Yeah, I can kind of see what you mean, but I feel like it's because of the way she was dressed, the way they were portrayed. It didn't look like she looked like she was gonna do a foxtrot or something. Like the way she was dressed, it wasn't like a tango-y outfit.
Yeah.
But I do really think that it was her best dance yet, in my opinion.
Yeah. She got so she got 5 9s out of 50.
Which I feel like made. Oh, I guess yeah, because of 5 9s. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was good for her. I think that was a good score for her.
Yeah, I agreed. I was like, okay, yeah. Like I was kind of shocked, to be honest, that they pulled out the 9s so quickly. I kind of thought that they might underscore her or something, just because
It's already like
seeing that with the first dance.
But it's already over like halfway through the competition, so I feel like at this point, like 9s are common. These weren't her first 9s, I don't think, though.
This was her first all 9s.
Which I feel like I would agree with too, just because she had, like, to me, this one was so much better than the one she's done before.
Yeah. What did you think about the fried chicken?
That was, dude, I feel like I missed something last week of like Len saying something about fried chicken, but I don't know if I missed something.
He said that her legs were like they were like wiggly or something, and then she said something about fried chicken,
and then her mom was like, you gotta bring in fried chicken or something.
Yeah. It was really coming from her and Tyra more so than the judges, which I was like, I don't even know why you would risk that though, like dancing with that in your
dancing with it is a whole other thing. And it was like funny when it came to giving it to Len, but then the second piece, then Tyra was like, oh, like Tyra wanted the attention, so she like, and I was like, all right, like Tyra, it was not about you. It was not supposed to be about you.
That entire thing, I was just like, I don't even know what's going on, and that just like started off the night, and I was just like, oh, this is the night we're gonna have. Like, this is what is gonna happen. So I just like that whole thing. I was just like, I don't even know what's going on. Like,
yeah, it was a little strange in my opinion.
And I was also like, that is a big risk to take. That's not gonna fall. Because what if that had fallen on the dance floor?
She could have like taped it into her dress or something.
Probably.
But still, it was a little weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just like, I was grossed out about it. Like, I was like, ew. Like, that's like one of my students pulling a fried chicken wing out of their backpack and being like, "Here, you want it?" And I'm like, "No."
Especially if she just sweat. I know it was in a bag, but still. Oh my god, do you hear this thing upstairs?
Slightly.
Yeah, it's Drew and Nelson running around upstairs. Sorry.
It's okay. So next up was Trevor and Emma. What did you think?
What did they do?
They did a foxtrot.
I thought he did pretty good.
I thought so too. I wrote down that I think this is the most actual dancing he has done the entire competition.
I agree, and it wasn't like bad. Like, it wasn't cringy. Like, you know how like when people are bad, you don't want to look at it because it's like a little cringy.
Yeah.
And like I feel like I've had that before him in the past. And like I like finally did not feel like that way at all. Like, I thought it was a good dance. Like, it was a solid dance.
I thought it was like pretty close to their rumba. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I love their rumba the most. I think their rumba has still been his best dance. Len apparently disagrees with me, and so do all the judges. But I really think that their rumba was the best dance, and I think this reminded me a lot of the rumba.
Yeah, this was a really good dance for like the level that he's at. It was like, I feel like both Shangela and Trevor did like, this was like their week that it was like, I'm still here.
Yeah.
I know I'm not the best, but I'm still like, I'm still improving and all of this stuff. And I liked that dance a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Next up, and then so Trevor got 2 9s and 3 8s for a 42 out of 50, and this was his first 9s.
I kind of wish it had one more 9. I remember like being like, give him a 9. Like,
yeah, I agree. I didn't think it was any like worse than Shangela's, so I was like kind of shocked that they gave her all 9s, and then they didn't like. I think more people didn't give Trevor a 9. I
think technique-wise, it was a little lesser than Shangela's, but no, I agree.
But she also had a tango, and he had a foxtrot.
Yeah, I do think like one more 9 would have been nice.
Yeah, especially from Michael Bublé. He's the one that low scored him. I
Yeah.
kind of expect Len to low
He,
score.
like, not that I liked Michael Bublé. Like, he was always, like, he reminds me very much of Derek. Like,
Yeah.
always positive and stuff like that. Like, trying to, like, but, like, his scoring a little bit, I
think he was honestly looking at the two people next to him,
No, he
which was
was.
Derek and Len, and he was like, "Oh, you're giving him an 8? Okay, 8."
But he didn't do that later, and he gave somebody a score that I was like, why?
Yeah.
Yeah. And, like, especially this one person's score that I was like, we'll get to it later, but it was just, like, a little, like, I love this person, I think they're a great dancer, but, like, they didn't deserve it.
Yeah. I just think he, like, in the beginning was unsure, so he was, like, looking at them.
Probably. No, he 1,000% was. That's not even a question.
Yeah. And then as the night went on, he was like, you know what? No, I think that was the best one I've seen tonight. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Because the judges are clearly judging on, like, where they've been and what they're doing and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And he's just like, you know what? Compared to everything else I've seen tonight, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I don't know. So next up was Gabby and Val with their rumba. First of all, we need to talk about the package.
I thought it was funny.
The package?
Yeah, I thought the package was funny with Jenna.
Oh yeah, I was dying. I was cracking up laughing at Jenna. I was
like, you
Jenna. You just get in her face and be like, do it. Kiss him.
It made me love Jenna more. Like, it was like, she was like, I don't believe you.
Yeah.
And
that's like, why I miss Jenna so much, because she was just so funny.
Yeah, this made me love her more. And it was like,
but then, like, honestly, I feel like they did it better in rehearsal than they did on the dance floor.
Yeah, it was okay. Like, it was fine. Like, it was a good rumba. Like, don't get me wrong, it was a good rumba, like, technique-wise and everything. But I do feel like emotion-wise, it was definitely better.
Her face was just so cringy.
I feel like most rumbas' faces are always cringy.
Oh yeah,
because they don't know what to do.
Like,
they're
sexy with their face, so they're just like,
especially people that are not actors or actresses, because like they don't, like, how do you show? They're like, how do you do that? Like, you don't do that in real life. Like, it just, like, you don't do it in real life.
Yeah.
Or if you do it in real life, this is not what you're showing now. Like, it's like a whole other thing. But
yeah,
I don't know.
But I thought it was a really pretty dance.
Yeah, and I think the technique was pretty good. Like, yeah, I guess it was the emotion for me that didn't give it, like, that 10 level. It was, like, the technique, it was just, like, it needed a little more emotion for being a rumba.
Yeah, and I also think she needs to reach all the way through her hands when she
That's always been a thing with her,
like,
though.
She just, like, kind of, like, stops right there or something like that, and I'm just like,
because her legs are so gorgeous. Her legs, and then, like, it feels like you stop the line because you're, like, not reaching through. You know, I 100% agree.
Yeah. And then we have to talk about her interview. I have been on her case about her interviewing skills, and I thought she had gotten so much better. And then she went and touched noses with Alfonso Rivera.
I don't know. It was interesting. I think she's like, like, this is her, like, she's like a little weird, which, like, I appreciate because I'm a little weird. Yeah. So, like, and I feel like in the past she's been, like, trying to, like, make, like, not show that. Like, she's been trained not to show that from being in her show and everything. And then this week, here I am.
I just don't know. I was like, I felt like Val then just made it even worse. And I was like, what the heck is going on? Like, what are you guys doing?
On the same level as, like, the chicken, whatever, the chicken wing.
Yeah, it was just a weird night. Like, they were just weird. And I don't know what the heck was going on. And I was just like, what are you? I don't think he asked for that.
He didn't look too bad with it, but yeah, it was interesting. To say the least.
So she ended up getting 4 9s and a 10 from Bruno.
Yeah, because Bruno was like, "What do you guys mean?" And I was like, "But like, Bruno, I agree with everybody else. Like, it was not 10 worthy. There was something." Yeah.
I just don't think it's her best dance. I think she's done better, and I think she could do better.
Yeah, I agree. 1,000%.
So she got a 46 out of 50, which
Which is
did
still
put
good.
her at the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, which I feel like she deserves. Like, out of the dances we've seen so far, she was definitely the best one.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. And then, as always, they always have a good person and then they have a not so good person. So then, yes. Vinny and Coco again with a Latin dance of the cha-cha.
I feel so bad for him.
Why do they keep giving him these dances? Like, why? Like,
I don't even think that's the issue. I feel like, I don't know. Like, someone's making it not enjoyable for him. Like, it's like you can tell by his face he's not having fun.
No.
And I can kind of tell that he's just like, it's himself he's doing it to himself a little bit, because he says like, I just did so much better in rehearsal, blah, 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 blah. Like, I don't know if it's something him and Coco can do, like, to like make it feel more like you're in like the performance.
Yeah.
But then I also feel like the judges saying like, you're America's favorite and all of that stuff is not helping.
No.
Like, you're not giving him any like positive notes.
No.
Like, even America's favorite sounds like a positive. No, it's not. It means you're a bad dancer. Your fans are keeping you here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's fully aware of that. He is fully aware that he is only here because the fans, and that if he ever gets to the bottom two, he is going home. He could be up against the worst dancer and they would still send him home.
But I just feel like for him to enjoy, like, I know it's not the judges, like, it's not their role to like make people enjoy themselves during the show, but like right now it just does not look like Vinny is having a good time whatsoever. Like, he looks like he wants to get out.
He looks like he wants to cry like every week after he dances.
Yeah.
And I feel so bad for him every time.
I think it's a little bit like he's disappointed in himself for not doing as good, and a little bit no one's telling him positive things besides Coco, and Coco can only say so much.
Yeah.
At least like that we're seeing. I'm sure other people are being very nice to him and all of this stuff. It just feels like the if the judges said like good, like just being like, oh, your frame was, or like your timing was good or better this week, like, or something like that. Because it wasn't a great dance, like, I'm aware of that, but I don't think it was that bad. Like, it wasn't.
I didn't think it was that bad either. They were acting like it was like his worst dance ever, and I was like, what? Like, you guys, like, compared to Gabby, it's not
compared
great.
to anybody else, it's really not. It's not great. But like, what do you expect?
Compared to him, it's amazing. Like,
I feel like
so much better. And every time I write down like he dances, I'm like, oh my gosh, like not bad.
Boring. Yeah, I know. It's never. They're not comparing it to himself. They're comparing it to other people, which I know for scores you have to do. I get that makes sense. But for like your critiques, you compare him to himself.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like they're doing that.
Yeah. I do agree. It wasn't very smooth.
I agree. I agree. Yeah.
But
it's so bad. I just want him to have a good time.
I think he just needs to go.
I think so too. But like, his fans are obviously voting for him.
I really wish they would show us a leaderboard with the fan vote taken into account.
They're never going to do that. They don't.
They're never going to, but I guarantee you he is up there with Charlie. Just based on fan votes, because I don't think anyone else here like has as many fan votes as he does.
But I'm looking at, like, if you think about like when Snooki was on the show, like, she didn't have that many fan votes. But
there are people that don't like Snooki. No one really dislikes Vinny. Everyone like loves Vinny.
I don't know. I feel like he has more than the people that are at the bottom still right now, but I don't know if he has as much as like the top people, because not everyone voting are fans. People are voting for that are like literally watching, like, oh, that's a good dance. Like, there's still people like that. And they're obviously going to vote for the better dancers. I don't know. I guess we'll see. He's got to go
Yeah.
at some point.
If he makes it to top 5, I'll be shocked.
I honestly really doubt, because I just really doubt it that he's gonna.
I doubt it, especially with how things are being set up this week.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, he got 4 7s, and then Michael Bublé gave him an 8.
Which honestly, I feel like he could have gotten another 8 or 2.
I thought so too. I didn't think it was that bad. Like, obviously, Len is always going to score him low. Like,
Len is the hardest critic. Yeah.
Yeah. But honestly, I was kind of shocked when some of them didn't score him 8s. But then again, like, the way that they've been doing the cameras this season kind of irritates me, because they keep showing the upper half a lot and they don't show us the lower half.
So you don't know what's going on.
Yeah, and they said he had a misstep, and I went back and I watched it, and I was like, I don't see the misstep. But
yeah, they said that a lot this season.
Most of his dance was just the upper half, so I don't know.
They've said the whole misstep thing a lot this season, and sometimes I can clearly see it, and other times I'm like, where are you talking about? So it must be the whole camera thing that we're just not being able to see it.
Yeah, because they've shown it before accidentally on the show, but they have like 15 different cameras.
Yeah.
And there's one that's straight pointed at their feet.
And I'm sure that that's the one that the judges, or it's one of the ones the judges see.
Yeah. So, anyway, it wasn't great.
No. But it wasn't.
And I feel like whoever follows Vinny every time has a leg up, because they're like, okay, well, my scores aren't going to be that low.
At least confidence-wise, yeah.
So then next up was Jordan and Brandon with a foxtrot.
It wasn't bad. It was like, I feel like I'm still waiting for her to break out or something, and she's not doing it. So I guess I'm just going to be disappointed. But
yeah. I think she broke out, and I think that was that.
Yeah.
Like, I think that Coco dance was hers, and that was.
I'm just waiting for more.
Yeah.
And like, I feel bad a little bit, because like, it's a good dance, but it's like, I'm just like, but in my head, I'm like expecting it to be so much better, but like, I'm like, okay, like, it's not going to be at this point.
And part of me wonders like how much, because you know how some of these people come from like, so you think you can dance and stuff, and with Brandon being so new, I wonder if maybe he doesn't know as much of like certain styles as he does.
I don't think so.
Styles. You don't think so?
No, I don't think it's him. I think it's just, I don't think she's as good of a dancer as, well, so she didn't really have a dance experience in general. So I feel like she's kind of like on the level of like Trevor and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So she's doing good for what the level of dance experience that she has.
Yeah.
And she's not bad. She's just average. Like.
Yeah, I think that too. I don't know. I really wanted her to be like really good, and I think that's just because like she was one of the only people I knew on the cast.
I also think we have a thing that like we think singers are going to be better because we assume they have some sort of dance experience.
Yeah.
But she never did. Like she wasn't one of the singers that like danced along with her dancers in the background or stuff like that. Like that just wasn't her thing.
Yeah.
So I guess that's what that is.
I did think it was smooth though. I thought she was like right.
I thought it was a good dance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Compared to
3 9s and 2 8s.
3. I feel like that's good. I kind of wish that Trevor had those 9s as well. Like the other.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was kind of shocked because I didn't think it was like. I thought Shangela, Trevor, and Jordan's dances were all like pretty much on par with each other.
I think Shangela's person for myself was a little better, but I do think Trevor and Jordan should have had the same score. Yeah,
I think that Shangela just knows how to turn it on, and she really knows how to like show it. And
which does mean do something. It does something.
Yeah, it does do something, but technically, like the technique and everything, I think that they were pretty much even across the 3 of them. Mm-hmm. So, and then we had Derek's dance, which I know you were like you were probably waiting for this one.
I love Derek.
What'd you think of it?
It was amazing.
It
Like,
was. I felt bad and I'm happy that Charlie.
It was Charlie, yeah.
Because I was like, no one else can go after this dance. Like, there's no.
It was like, so creative. It was so well put together. It highlighted so many different people and their talents. It could have gone
wrong real quick, like real fast.
Yeah. That one move, his fiance did with like the step, like I was like,
yeah, I was like, my jaw literally dropped.
I was like, in my head, I was like, how do you even do that? Like, do you just have that stomach muscles to be able to do that? Or is he like helping her? I have no idea, but it was so cool.
I'm assuming he would probably be helping her.
Yeah. And then I also loved the big line where they all like went forward into the camera. I thought that was so cool. I mean, like,
oh my gosh.
I feel like that's a very common thing, but like I don't remember ever seeing it at Dancing with the Stars before.
Yeah. I don't think they've ever done anything like that before because they're always so cool. In frame and they're always like with a partner. And I thought that was just so genius to do.
People are expecting him to win an Emmy with that one. And I was like, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Or at least get nominated for it. He definitely probably will get nominated for that one.
Yeah. Is that like a thing they're doing now where they nominate?
They always do. It's been a thing for a while. Oh. But it's like, it's not like, it's like a daytime television Emmy type of thing.
Yeah.
And, they do like So You Think You Can Dance. Some people get nominated for that. Like some specific dances from Dancing with the Stars will get nominated, but yeah. Anyway, Michael Bublé sang in it, and like I didn't realize this was his new song, and it was a good song too.
Yeah, I thought he would have been featured. I thought like Derek wanted him to like be
featured more.
Yeah, because that's what it seemed like. He was like, oh, he'll be walking down this way, and then it was just him walking down. And I was like, oh, way to make yourself the lead, Derek. Like,
well, that's the whole point of the dance, kind of. But yeah.
No,
I agree. In my head, I'm like, oh, maybe Michael Bublé could have danced, but like at the same time, like he's not going to learn how to dance just for this.
Yeah.
But it was really, really amazing.
It was. I was very impressed by it.
Oh, it was so good.
Did they have to bring in extra people for it?
No, I think it was all the pros and like the troupe too.
Okay.
And then
because Mark didn't dance in it.
Which makes sense because of his thing, his next dance.
Yeah.
But I think I recognize they brought all the old pros, the people that have already been eliminated as well. So like they were there too. No, I think it was just Dancing with the Stars people.
Okay. Because I wasn't sure because it was like a few of them up top and then they went below and there was a lot of them. And I think they pre-filmed that many.
I think they pre-filmed some parts of it.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was like. There's no way they're running like I was like, there's just no way. So I'm pretty sure they pre-filmed parts of it.
Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense then. That makes my mind feel better. So I was like, what the heck?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, amazing dance.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
12 out of 10.
11. And then we had Charlie and Mark.
Which, like you said earlier, thank God they were the ones that went next because imagine Vinny going next. Oh my
God. Oh God, he would have been like cruising. He would have gotten 4s.
Then he might have gone out. He probably would have gotten out if he got 4s.
Probably. And they had a foxtrot.
It was awesome. It was
good.
It was amazing. Yeah.
I did think she got a little bit smiley when she was supposed to be like being fierce, like towards the end.
I agree with that.
Cracking up.
Yeah.
A little bit, and I was like, "Oh, focus, keep it in."
But the dance quality was off the charts. Yeah.
Oh, I wrote this down. because remember a few weeks ago when I was like, oh, Mark cut his hair, blah, 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 and now it's suddenly long again? I figured out what he's been doing with his hair.
What has he been doing?
So he's been putting the long parts up into a bun and making it, but instead of like a big bun on the top, he makes a elongated bun and wraps it over. So it looks like his hair is just like flipped like that, but really this whole thing is a bun.
Interesting. I didn't realize that at all.
I realized it this week because I was like, how does he have long hair in the package?
Mm-hmm.
And then he has short hair, but he had short hair like 3 weeks ago. Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, I was like, are these extensions? But there's no way those are extensions.
Yeah.
So I just was so beyond confused. And so I figured it out. I like stared at his hair on the screen for probably 10 minutes. Because I was curious. So I thought it was the best dance of the night. Easily
the best dance of the night. Besides Derek. Derek's is on a whole nother level, but yeah.
Well, yeah. And so they got 5 10s, which was a perfect score, and it was her first perfect score of the season.
In my opinion, she should have gotten last week, but it was well deserved. I'm glad that she got it.
Yeah, me too.
Easily, it was a great dance for being a foxtrot. Like something that's not normally like usually that fun to watch. It was such a good dance.
Yeah, really, you don't like watching foxtrot? I love watching foxtrot.
I like them, but there's usually not something exciting about them all the time.
Oh,
I don't know. There's just something I don't love about them, but no, this was a really, really good dance.
Yeah.
And not that I know all that much technique about foxtrots, but like the stuff Len said, I was like, oh, I see it. Like what you're talking about.
Next up is Heidi and Artem. So she went right after her daughter, which I was like, ooh, okay. And they had a samba, which I thought was weird. I was like, oh, we're just throwing random sambas in here now? Like, okay.
To me, it made sense with this song a little bit. I don't remember what the song was, but it kind of made sense with the song.
Yeah.
So I saw a lot of people like not like this dance. I thought it was really good. On the internet, people are not loving this dance. I thought it was good.
I didn't think it was that bad. I thought it was a lot better than her 80s dance last week.
Oh, 1,000%. Like
that was like trash. That was garbage compared to this week.
I do think that, like, she said she was working on emotion. I do think she could still work on that. Like, she was very, like, flat, like flat smile. Not like the, but they, like Derek said, like, the whole, like, huh, like, say it out loud.
Yeah.
I feel like she could use a little bit of that spice.
Yeah.
But I feel like, and, like, sambas are always one of those things that are also hard, too, because it's fast and you're, like, gotta move everything, but without looking crazy. But I think it was good. I thought it was a good samba.
I thought so too. I didn't think it was that bad. But she got her first 10 with this one.
From Mr. Bublé, right?
From Mr. Bublé, and 9s from everyone else, which got her a 46 out of 50.
I think that was deserved, personally.
I thought so too. Honestly, I was kind of shocked she didn't get more 10s.
The face thing, like the emotion thing was like, not throwing me off, but I feel like if she just let go a little more, I would have 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
But like,
she hasn't had a contemporary yet, right?
No.
She just had that weird jazz, right?
Yeah.
That was terrible. Yeah. Okay. I want to see her do a contemporary.
It'd be interesting to see.
I think, honestly, the people that have not done a contemporary, like Gabby hasn't done a contemporary yet. Yeah. Heidi hasn't done a contemporary yet. I think they are lucky. Like, I think that if it comes down to next week or the week after that and they still have not done that contemporary, the other couples are really going to have to fight for it because they're going to be
contemporaries get scored better.
Yeah, and they're going to be in dances and hold because those are the only ones they haven't done yet.
It's true. You're not wrong. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I think Charlie has had the least amount of dances and hold.
He had a jazz and then a contemporary, like right back to back.
Yeah, and I think
But
she
this
had a
dance was
she
in
had a
hold.
cha-cha the week before that too.
That was her first week, I think, was cha-cha.
Oh, then maybe it was salsa. I don't
But
know.
she just killed the one this week in hold. So she said it was hard, but she did
Yeah.
like it was perfect. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she got her first 10 of the season and then came out on the floor. I think it was Sasha and Daniela.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what it was, but I swore and my jaw dropped to the floor. I swore it was Emma.
I was the opposite. I thought Sasha was Danielle's husband, Pasha.
Pasha, okay, because I was like, I couldn't tell if it was Sasha or Pasha either, but I thought it was Emma, and I was like, there is no way Sasha and Emma are dancing together right now.
Yeah.
Like my jaw will drop to the floor, which is funny because normally they're paired together, but in Derek's dance, he did not pair them together.
They haven't been paired together all season.
Well, yeah,
which makes sense, but in the past, every time they were paired together, but this season they have not been paired together at all.
Because they're the closest in height.
That, and they like to pair married couples. Like they usually pair, usually pair Pasha and Daniela, and then when Jenna.
Peta was never paired with
Max.
Max.
I don't know if when they were married, I don't know if they ever intersected seasons. Like if they were both dancing when they were married.
They were on one season together. Yeah, when they were married.
I just don't remember because then she had her kid and and then he stopped dancing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Anyway, then next up was Wayne and Whitney with a quick step. And the drama. So apparently they did not start practicing until Friday.
Because he had a stomach bug or something of that nature.
Yeah.
Which, I'm going to be honest, for what he did, so impressive. For what?
Oh, completely. Because they really only had 2 days.
And then Sunday, they probably had to be at, what do they call it? I'm going to call it dress rehearsal, but yes, camera blocking.
Yeah.
Most of the day. So they really, if you want to, technically had probably a day and a half. Maybe 2 days if you add the morning of Monday too.
Yeah.
But still, that's crazy.
That was insane. I fully expected him to come out there and fail.
So I didn't think he was going to come out and fail because I had some he clearly knows how to dance to some extent. So I'm like, I believe in him too. But what I didn't, the first half of the dance, I was like, oh my God, he's doing it. I was like, it's going to be great. Yeah. And then obviously the second half of the dance fell through very much.
Oh, yeah.
I don't agree with the scores whatsoever.
I don't either. I was like, 8s? Really?
No, I'm saying he probably should have gotten more 8s.
Oh, really?
You
don't agree with the 10 he got?
That, especially.
Oh. Because I think people were being like, well, Glenn gave him a 9, which honestly I was shocked about. I was
if you take away that the fact that
the whole first half of the dance, it was like the last 20 seconds that he screwed up, but the whole first half of the dance was amazing.
Yeah, but it wasn't 10 worthy, obviously. And what was I gonna say? If you take away the fact that I don't know if you can really you can't let the fact that he only had 2 days impact his score. That's not fair to everybody else.
Yeah.
And to me, the 10s and the 9s were because that he had 2 days to learn his dance.
That's true.
I think that's what I don't think is fair with the whole other competition.
Well, I don't think Len took that into consideration because he wouldn't have. He would have been the first person to be like, oh, wow, too bad.
To me, it's hard not to, though. It's, hard not to, be that way.
Yeah, I think it is. But I also think that, the whole first half of the dance was amazing. I was, I thought, like, if he had done what he had started with, and if he had just kept that same energy all the way through, I think he probably would have gotten more tens.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember the technique all that much and all that stuff. I feel like it was like, yeah, I don't know. There's just something to me in, like, if this was somebody else, they would not have gotten as good scores. Like, to me,
No.
and to me, that's what, like, makes me a little, like, it's not fair.
Yeah.
Like, if this was literally anybody else, I feel like it was a little biased because he's done so well in the past.
Yeah.
And so, but I agree. The first half of the dance was really, really good, and the second half was trash. Like, it was not good. Like, it's just like
no.
But
he did do a little heel click thing though, and I was a little disappointed by it. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, that could have been a little higher, dude.
Yeah.
Like, come on, get up there.
And I just feel like he lost something second half dance and just never could find it again.
I think he like tripped or something, but again, we don't see it because all we see is like this half of their body.
He like tripped and then like he was just off the beat the entire rest of the dance, and like you could tell he was trying to find it and he just wasn't doing it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like he got that score because of who he is, which is to me not necessarily how you should score a dance.
Yeah.
But it wasn't bad. Like first half was good, second half was bad.
Yeah. So he ended up getting 2 8s, 2 9s, and a 10 for 44 out of 50.
Like, did he get a better score than Shangela?
No.
Oh. What about Trevor?
Shangela got a 45.
And Trevor got a what?
42.
See, like, I don't feel like Trevor's dance was at, like, I feel like Wayne's was potentially worse than Trevor's.
I agree. I think they should have gotten similar scores.
Yes.
I mean, being 2 points off of each other is pretty similar.
But at this point in the competition, everybody is so close. Like that.
But I think also if Wayne was any lower, I don't know that he has the votes to keep him up.
Honestly, we'll talk about this later again. I really thought it was like, oh my God, like he's going to be in the bottom two, because I was like, his votes really aren't there. I really I thought that for a second. I think he has more votes than we think he does, because I think people that watch the show that just like the show and not the people, I think they like him.
I think so too.
So I think and like he had a little bit of a sympathy vote this week.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
But part of me was also like, so you can learn your dance Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's 5 days, right? You had a 24-hour bug. Okay, it takes you out 1, maybe 2 days.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, did you just like decide you didn't want to come in because you were tired? Like,
well, it kind of sounded like his doctor said rest, so I don't know. We don't actually know what happened, but
yeah,
I don't know. I just feel like he was judged a little too nice for what he actually did.
Me too. Up next was Jesse and Alan with another weird one. They had a salsa.
All right, so I don't feel like it was horrible. It wasn't horrible, but I feel like she was on this high horse from coming off of last week doing that prom night thing, and it wasn't that great. It wasn't awful, but it wasn't great.
I didn't like it at all. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I thought it was sloppy. I thought she needed, like, if you're gonna do a ton of lifts the way they did, you need to point your feet.
Oh my God.
That was so awful.
No, I agree with that. Yeah.
And the amount of lifts they did do, I was like, okay, I understand you want to do a lift because she doesn't really get to do lifts and she really liked it. But I think I counted it. They did like 5 lifts.
So like, why do some people get told that they shouldn't do enough, like shouldn't do all these lifts, and then she doesn't get told that at all?
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, this is like basically exactly like Joseph and Daniela's dance, where they got yelled at for doing so many.
And then and why aren't you telling her that she shouldn't do these lifts? Yeah. No,
I think they knew she was going home. Like, I honestly
I don't know if they knew. I feel like it was dependent on what she was going to do this week. But anyway, I didn't love the dance. It wasn't her worst dance by any means, but it was not. I just feel like.
I will say she did have really good hip action.
And I feel like her energy was there.
Oh, yeah.
Which is always fun to watch. But yeah, I agree. It was not very good.
Mm-mm. She got 4 8s, and Michael Bublé gave her a 9, which was her first 9.
I feel like that was. I feel like it was all right. Like Michael Bublé's been giving people scores like that all so. I don't care about his really score, but I think the normal judges, I feel like they scored correctly.
Yeah.
Compared to everybody else's dances.
Yeah. So I think did that put her below Vinny?
No.
No, Vinny was last. He was in the 30s. So that put her in second to last place with only one person left to go was Daniel and Britt with a foxtrot.
I thought this dance was so cute.
I thought it was too. I thought it was a great foxtrot. I thought it was sharp. The only thing I didn't like was the hop over heel click.
Yeah, I agree with
thought that could have been better. It was like it was similar to what Wayne did, but in like Wayne's they didn't really show it, and his they like really showed it, and I was like, oh, come on.
It was a little anticlimactic. Like it was like here I go, and it was just like a
yeah. It was like click.
Yeah.
And we're back to dancing.
I thought this dance, and I liked how Britt showed him the lyrics.
Yeah.
And you could tell that he felt something with it. And I feel like that might have been something he was missing for me. Like to me, like he was missing this in the past. Yeah. But I didn't even realize he was missing it until then he's actually doing it. And I'm like, oh yeah, like he was missing that. Like he was like missing the emotion a little. But I thought it was a cute dance, and I thought he did pretty like maybe his technique wasn't 1,000% great, but I thought it was pretty good.
I thought it was pretty good too. I didn't think it was as good as his ASL dance he did last week.
Yeah, I agree.
But I thought it was good, and I thought I was kind of shocked Britt didn't do that earlier.
I was just gonna say that, but maybe she didn't really like. She's obviously never had to partner with hearing disability, so maybe she's never even thought about doing it.
Yeah.
I'm glad she did this week though, and then he still has more chances to do it in the future as well.
Yeah, that's true. So he ended up getting which I don't know that I agreed with this score. He got 3 9s and 2 8s.
I don't like the 8s. I thought he should have gotten all 9s.
I thought he should have gotten all 9s too, because I was like, I thought it was as good as Shangela's dance. Like
yeah, I agree.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was.
These judges, man, they're just like all over the place.
Yep.
So then we came to our bottom 2. So before we go over the bottom 2, what did you think about them having to learn 4 dances last week and then not learning, and then only learning 1 this week?
What, like, were they trying to weed out like the weakest link or something last week?
I don't know.
I understand they wanted to get rid of 2 people last week for the week. I understand that, but they could have done like a double elimination in one. I disagreed very much that they like learned 4 and now 1, and then they're going back to 2 this coming week, which is
normally as soon as they start learning multiple, they never go back.
Yeah, and like I just don't really understand last week the whole point of the second episode. Like I just don't really get it.
I didn't get it either.
I don't know. I thought it was stupid, but you can't really do anything about it. I'm thinking from now on they're gonna learn 2 dances.
Well, they're gonna have to, because they had like a 15-minute interlude at the end because they had so much extra time.
I know. I was like, let me just hear the dang like who's in the bottom.
I know.
2.
I'm like, I don't need to be airtime anymore, people. Like, let's just go. Let's finish it.
It's like, why are we like? That's the one thing I don't understand with the Disney Plus stuff. Is like they're literally sticking to 2 hours.
Yeah.
I don't I understand like making it not 4 hours because they wanted to like keep it in line to some extent. But like, why does it have to be perfectly 2 hours? Like, I don't get that.
I don't know. They have gone over a little bit before, but
like they're like Russian people when they do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was dumb in my opinion.
I agree. I don't like that they're like rush, and then they suddenly have all the time. It's just, I didn't like it.
Anyway, who's bottom two?
Anyway, our bottom two ended up being, so it was very close to almost being Wayne. Well, we don't actually know that, but
no,
like,
they did that on purpose to scare everybody.
Oh, they most
Even
definitely
Wayne,
did. I was freaking out. I was like, if Wayne is in the bottom two, I'm going to flip out.
I knew he wasn't going to end up getting out, but it was a little like, oh my God, does he really not have this many votes? Like, I was like, oh, like, dang.
And they don't do it in any particular order.
Yeah.
But
they definitely do it in order to scare people. 1,000%.
Oh, 100%. So anyway, the bottom two was Trevor and Emma and Jesse and Alan.
Yes. And thankfully, they took Jesse out. I agree. If it's not going to be...
When Derek voted for Jesse to stay...
I yelled.
I was like, what are you doing, Derek?
I think it's because he wanted it not to be his decision. Like, he wanted to make it that Len gets the final vote, so Derek's not the bad guy.
Yeah, probably 100%.
Which just makes me mad, though, because I'm like, oh my God, Derek, like, open your eyes. Jesse did not. She won one thing. She's not the best dancer.
No, and I don't even know how she won the dance marathon, to be honest. I don't even think she...
Well, that's a fluke, but she literally won one thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I understand the bottom. If Vinny's not in the bottom two, Trevor and Jesse were to my opinion, like the worst dancers so far, or still left. Yeah. Besides Vinny, obviously. So it makes sense, but I'm happy that they chose Jesse in the end.
Yeah, I am too, because I was going to be really annoyed if they took Trevor out, because I didn't think he did that bad.
And I don't, like, obviously, like, he's not going to make Final Five, in my opinion, at all. But...
No. Well, I mean...
I don't think there's too many dancers that have more votes than he does. There's 9 people left, so he has to beat out 4 of them. I don't think there's 4 that he can beat out.
I think it depends on the weeks they have.
And I just don't think he has enough votes.
That is going to be the thing that gets him.
I just don't think he has enough. He's not like... Jordan Sparks is a famous singer that our generation loved for so many years and still love.
Yeah.
But she has the votes that way. Shangela she's the first drag queen, and they are a very supportive group. Like, they just support everyone. So I'm not surprised if she would have a ton of votes too. Who else is in her? Like Daniel? I don't know necessarily if Daniel has the votes. But the only reason I think also the deaf community, I'm sure, is voting for him. Yeah. He also is an Emmy winning, or he won some Oscar winning actor. Or
no. The movie he was in won an Oscar.
Which still has some, like, something to it. I don't know. I feel like he might be, I don't know. I guess he's another one that I'm not sure about, but
I have a feeling he's going to be that person that's constantly in the bottom two, but is constantly being voted for, like, by the judges.
I don't know
because they want to get just because the other person is just slightly worse.
I don't know if he would beat some of them, though. That's the thing. Like, when it comes to that, and eventually they're going to be like, you've been in the bottom two too many times, so I'm going to vote you out.
Yeah. I think they would choose him over Vinny, though.
Oh, 1,000,000,000%.
So.
Oh, poor Vinny.
Yeah. So anyway, Jesse and Alan were eliminated, and I think she was the happiest person to be eliminated yet this season.
She said, I get to be at home on Halloween with my kids.
She was like, I get to go trick-or-treating, and I was like, what? Like, you knew you weren't going to, like, what?
Well, she got what she wanted, so.
Yeah. I was like, you know what? Happy for you.
Yep.
So next week, We get not only a dance from them, so a Halloween themed dance, but we also get the team dances.
I love the team dances, so I'm excited they came back.
Yeah, me too. I also love Halloween, so I am
We could be.
super hyped for this.
I think there's going to be some very unique and cool like it gives them a lot of creativity with choreography, so I'm really excited for that.
I think there's going to be a lot of passos because we haven't seen a paso yet, really. We saw one paso this season so
From
far.
Sam.
And he's gone. So
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a paso and paso and paso. Like, I think it's going to be paso week.
Tangos. Dark.
But a lot of them have already done tangos. Maybe Argentine tangos.
Yeah, we haven't seen that many of those.
No.
I don't think Charlie has done a tango of any sorts yet.
Yes, she did.
I don't think she did tango.
She did one of them, Bond Week.
That wasn't a tango, I don't think.
I thought it was.
I don't think she did a tango that week. I don't remember.
Yeah. I mean, we'll wait.
I think you're thinking of Gabby. I think Gabby did a tango that week.
Oh, maybe.
Gabby has done a tango. I know that for a fact. I remember that. I don't know.
I think she did an Argentine tango because I remember her doing the little heel click thing where she like that, that thing.
Talking about Charlie?
Yeah.
I really don't think she's done one yet.
We'll have to wait and see.
Yes.
I mean, then again, she also hasn't done that many dances in hold, so maybe I'm thinking of her mom.
I think her mom did one, yeah.
Okay, then maybe I'm thinking of her mom. But anyway, teams were announced today, actually. So we have Team Wicked with Vinny being the team captain, Heidi, Shangela, Jordan, and Gabby on Team Wicked. And then we have Team Scream, which is Trevor, who is the team captain, and then Wayne, Charlie, and Daniel all on that team.
I do feel like Trevor's team has a little bit of an advantage.
Even though they're down a person.
Yeah, but one they don't have. I'm so bad saying this. They don't have Vinny. And they have Charlie and Wayne.
Yeah.
Out of three of the it was gonna happen on one.
Like, I mean, they have Vinny's team has Heidi, but I mean, like, Heidi can really be hit or miss.
Yeah. I feel like out of Charlie, Gabby, and Wayne, Charlie and Wayne are the most like. Well, one, I think both of them are better dancers than Gabby.
Yeah, and that's why I was so annoyed that he didn't get higher scores this week. Not that he really deserved it, but I wanted him to be ahead of Gabby on the leaderboard, and he wasn't. He was below her, and I was like, no.
Yeah. And I think the other thing is that like they both like are very creative and like they are not that they're the ones doing the choreography, but like I just feel like they portray the creativeness that their pros do very well.
Yeah. And then they have Trevor, who's an actor.
And Daniel's an actor.
And Daniel's the actor. So on the other team, they really don't have any actors. They have Shangela, who doesn't, I mean, she's great personality-wise, but she doesn't really act. She's just like over the top.
And it depends to me still for Shangela, it depends on what dance she's doing.
Yeah, and I feel like if they're doing a spooky I don't know that she can do spooky.
I know, I feel like she might be like a good like at like being a little creepy, like with the eyes, like
maybe. Possibly.
But
I'm more talking about like I just have a feeling these are gonna be passos.
They don't usually I don't know if they usually like give specific dances to the team, like give specific styles. I'm not sure if they do that.
I felt like that. I remember one year, and it was literally Halloween, and that's why I remember it. And it was their Halloween episode. They did the team dances, and they were both passos.
Huh? Well, so maybe that's what they're gonna do because no one's done really passos yet.
I wonder that. Oh,
I hope not.
And then they have Heidi, who doesn't give any expression. Jordan, who's just always happy. Gabby, who can't take anything seriously.
I guess we'll see. Maybe they'll come and surprise us.
I kind of feel like this team is set up to fail.
Well, we'll have to watch.
Yeah. I kind of like if they weren't picking teams, I half feel like they were like, well, you got Wayne and Charlie, so Vinny's team gets 5 people.
I honestly kind of thinking that too.
Like Charlie counts for 1.5, and then Wayne counts for another 1.5.
Yeah, basically. I don't know. I'm excited to see them though. I do love the team dances. Team dances are usually really good or really bad, in
Yeah.
my opinion. But I still like them, even if they're bad. I still like them. So
I'm just shocked they already jumped to the team dances because I feel like they normally do a trio with one other pro before they go into the team dances.
But they usually do team dances on Halloween. Like they specifically usually do them on Halloween. Before COVID, at least they did them before Halloween. So
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm just excited.
me too.
I think this week will be fun.
I think it will be too, and I'm excited. We finally got a so Charlie ended up on top of the leaderboard
Again.
and we finally no longer have. I think we only have one tie.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like somewhere in the middle. So yeah. I'm excited to hopefully no longer have any ties.
I feel like Charlie, I guess, has been on top for the second week in a row. But I still feel like Wayne and Gabby could easily like scooch their ways in too. So I feel like those top.
I kind of feel like Gabby's plateaued.
I kind of agree with that, but I do feel like Wayne still, obviously this week was a little bit of an anomaly for him, but I just feel like there's just something that they can give. I don't know.
He's going to come after it. He's going to come get it.
Oh, yeah. But they're on the same team then too, so like they would probably end up tying if they both get perfect scores and then the extra points. So like they would end up tying. I guess we'll see.
We'll see. Normally with Halloween we start to get the weird things happening because of the costumes where someone slips. I remember Lindsay that one year she had the guy from Boys to Men and they did the cowboy dance.
Was his name also Wayne? I feel like there's a Wayne in Boys to Men. Sorry.
Possibly. I don't know.
I feel like his name
but I remember her throwing the handkerchief and he slipped on it. And she felt so bad because it was her handkerchief and it was her fault because she didn't throw it far enough. But yeah, so I'm hoping no one has big falls, but I'm also hoping for a lot of contemporaries so we can get some good lifts, some good spooky lifts.
Argentine tango, you can do lifts too.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
We'll see. All right, that is going to be the end. Make sure you comment your predictions down below. Who do you think is going to be on top next week? How do you think it's going to go? Which team? Team Wicked with Vinny or team, I don't even remember his name.
Green?
Team Scream with Trevor. Which one do you guys think is going to win? And make sure you like and subscribe for more. I don't know that we're going to have a live stream next week.
You could do it earlier in the week, potentially.
We could. That would require me to watch it that day. But
no, I mean more like Wednesday.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll do it on Wednesday. We'll move it to Wednesday because we have Gina will be flying in on Thursday, so I'm so excited. And I will see you guys. We'll see you guys then. As always, have a magical day. Bye.
Bye.